Welcome to the eBusiness Playbook podcast, proudly sponsored by Academy Global, where we help you go from theory to reality, empowering you to elevate your e-business. Join our open community at the eBusiness Playbook by Academy on Facebook and LinkedIn, and check out our training packages at academyglobal.com to find out more.
Welcome to the eBusiness Playbook. Have you ever felt like finding and keeping amazing talent is like trying to catch smoke? You finally land an A player, you celebrate, and then maybe a year later they're walking out the door. Or perhaps you're just struggling to even find qualified candidates in the first place. It often feels like the entire workforce landscape has, fundamentally shifted under our feet. And as business owners, I think we're all desperate for clear, actionable strategies to navigate it. Today, we're taking a deep dive into exactly that, how you find incredible people, how you make them want to stay, and how you help them grow with your business. It's really a journey from recruitment frustration to building a truly exceptional team.
Exactly. And what we're seeing, it isn't just some fleeting trend. It's a competitive and, constantly evolving job market that requires a completely new playbook. We're going to unpack why it feels like such a challenge right now, and then give you practical, actionable insights on everything from talent acquisition, enhancing the employee experience, critical upskilling, and perhaps most crucially, retention. Think of this deep dive as your shortcut to truly understanding the talent game and, more importantly, how you can win it.
Okay, so let's start there then. This phrase, talent war, it gets thrown around a lot. What does that actually mean for us as business owners, beyond just, a tight job market? And why does it feel so intense right now?
Well, the talent war isn't actually a new concept. It was coined by McKinsey way back in 1997. But what's fascinating here is how it's evolved. It describes the ongoing, fierce struggle organizations face to secure skilled labor. And it spans across virtually every sector, not just tech anymore. What's different now is the intensity and the driver behind it. Businesses that genuinely recognize talent as their most valuable asset, they're the ones investing heavily, not just in recruitment, but in cultivating truly strong company cultures. They understand that talent isn't just about filling a role, it's about competitive advantage. It really is.
Okay, so it's more than just a buzzword. It's a real pervasive challenge that's definitely intensified. What's changed in the job market itself that makes this war, as you call it, so fierce? What are candidates, especially the top ones, really looking for today that's, say, significantly different from maybe 5 or 10 years ago?
That's a critical point. The job market is incredibly dynamic, which means talent acquisition teams need to be exceptionally agile. They just have to be. Today's job seekers, particularly after recent global shifts, they prioritize career growth, yes, but also a deep alignment with company values. That's huge now. They want to work for a place that reflects their values, offers a clear path for advancement, and genuinely cares about their well-being. This raises an important question for you listening right now. Are you truly understanding what drives potential and current employees in this fundamentally changed landscape? It's definitely not just about the salary anymore.
That's a massive shift, really. If it truly is a war for talent, like you said, then we need winning strategies to attract those incredible people. So let's start with getting them in the door. How do we make our business the place top talent wants to be, especially if we're maybe a smaller operation without a huge brand name?
Right. It absolutely begins with your employer brand and the candidate experience. Think of your employer brand not just as some slick marketing campaign, but as your company's actual reputation. What people are saying on sites like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, or even just word of mouth. It's the sum of every interaction and perception someone has about working for you. A compelling brand authentically represents your culture and values. For your business, this could mean showcasing employee testimonials on your website. Simple but effective. Or even just telling genuine stories about unique benefits like flexible hours or maybe team volunteering days. That differentiation is crucial because, everyone's vying for the same skilled workers.
Right. And the candidate experience, okay, it sounds important, but for a busy business owner, what does that actually entail? Is it just being nice in interviews?
It's much more than just politeness, though that helps. From the very first click on your job ad, right through to the onboarding process, a positive candidate experience significantly influences how a candidate sees you. Companies should actively solicit feedback throughout the hiring process. Yes, even from candidates who aren't selected. Ask them. And for you, this could be as simple as sending a personalized follow-up email after an interview, not just a generic template, or making sure your application process isn't like sending something into a black hole. People hate that. You could even use some basic data analytics, like how long does it take you to hire, how many offers get accepted versus rejected. Use that info to continually refine the experience. It's about making every touch point positive and reflective of your brand.
Okay, that makes sense. I've also heard that speed can be a massive factor here, especially for top talent. Is that really true?
Oh, absolutely. Effective recruitment practices demand speed in today's market. No question. Top candidates, the ones you really want, often have multiple offers on the table, sometimes simultaneously. And if your hiring process is sluggish, well, they'll likely choose a competitor who moves faster. It's kind of like a dating game, isn't it? If you don't show genuine interest and follow through quickly, someone else will, streamlining things like interview scheduling, providing prompt feedback, even if it's a no, and reducing unnecessary delays can significantly improve your chances. Momentum is just key in this competitive market.
Right. Keep things moving. But beyond just moving quickly, how do we really assess if someone is the right fit, not just on paper, but for our specific company culture and, our future needs?
Yes. That's where comprehensive assessment strategies come into play. You really want to incorporate a variety of methods. Think beyond just a resume. Maybe performance tests related to the actual job tasks. Structured interviews where everyone asks consistent questions, that's important. Or even small data analysis exercises relevant to your business, if that fits the role. This kind of multifaceted approach helps evaluate not just their skills, but also their critical thinking, their problem-solving abilities, and, crucially, how well they might align with your team's values and way of working. And before you even start interviewing, define your objectives. Be really clear. What exact skills or behaviors are you evaluating for this specific role? Some companies, like Evatim, for instance, use structured checklists for more evidence-based decisions. For your business, this could be as simple as creating a consistent rubric for interviews. Scoring candidates on predefined criteria rather than just going with your gut feeling, which can be biased.
Okay, that's practical. Now, we hear a lot about diversity and inclusion these days. How does that truly play into attracting the best talent? Is it just about optics, or does it actually make a difference to the bottom line?
Diversity and inclusion are so far from just buzzwords. They genuinely enhance innovation, problem-solving, and, yes, overall performance. It's proven. Diverse teams bring a broader range of perspectives and experiences to the table, and that often leads to more creative solutions and, frankly, better decision-making. So talent teams should proactively seek diverse candidates. Don't just wait for them to apply. Maybe use unconventional channels like specific boot camps, specialized community groups, or college job fairs beyond the usual suspects. But here's the key part. It's not just about hiring them. It's about creating an inclusive environment where all employees feel valued, respected, and empowered to contribute their unique insights. That sense of belonging is an incredibly powerful draw, and it keeps people around too.
That's a really important point about inclusion. Okay, and finally, in this digital age we're in, how can leveraging technology help us, in this whole recruitment process without making it feel impersonal or robotic?
Right, good question. Integrating talent acquisition software, even simpler systems, with built-in automation can streamline nearly everything, from candidate sourcing and tracking to scheduling interviews and collecting feedback. This drastically reduces your administrative burden, which is huge for small businesses. It cuts down the time to hire. It enhances recruitment efficiency. For smaller businesses, this doesn't necessarily mean a massive, expensive system. Not at all. It could be using a simple applicant tracking system, maybe something integrated with your website that automates initial communications or helps you organize candidate profiles better. The point is, this allows you to allocate your precious time and resources towards building that positive workplace culture and fostering genuine human connection rather than getting bogged down in endless paperwork. Let tech handle the repetitive stuff.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Use tech to free up time for the human element. So, all right, we found them, we've hired them using these strategies. Now, the big question for so many business owners, myself included, how do we keep them? Employee retention feels like a constant, sometimes losing battle.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And it's costly. Organizations invest substantial resources, time, money, effort, in recruiting, only to see high turnover rates, sometimes just months later. The costs associated with replacing an employee thing, recruitment fees, training time, lost productivity, while the new person ramps up, they are significant. So creating a supportive work environment that really fosters satisfaction and loyalty isn't just nice to have. It's imperative. It's direct investment in your bottom line. Seriously.
Okay, so what are the key strategies then? For retention, where should a business owner focus their energy first?
Well, first, investing in employee development is absolutely vital. And it's not just about sending people on formal training courses, although that can be part of it. Sometimes the most impactful development comes from, say, challenging new assignments within their role, or maybe internal mentorship from you, or a senior staff member, or even giving an employee a small budget to explore a new skill they're personally passionate about if it aligns somewhat with the business. When employees feel valued and see a clear path forward, a future, within your organization, it boosts morale hugely, it creates a culture of continuous improvement, and it significantly enhances overall performance and productivity. It basically tells them you believe in their long-term potential, not just their current output.
Right, showing you're invested in them. How about making people feel genuinely appreciated day to day? Is a simple thank you enough, or does it need to be more structured?
Building a culture of recognition and rewards is pivotal, but it generally needs to go beyond just a casual thank you. Hmm. Truly impactful recognition is usually specific. Tell them exactly what they did well. Should be timely, recognize it quickly after the achievement. Don't wait weeks. And ideally, visible, share it with the team when appropriate so others see what's valued. Effective programs should also be inclusive, empowering everyone, maybe even peer-to-peer recognition, to celebrate each other's achievements. And rewards, if you use them, need to be meaningful and maybe even personalized to truly resonate. Now, large companies use platforms like Achievers, sure. But for your business, this could mean a dedicated shout-out channel on Slack or Teams, or maybe taking 5 minutes in a weekly team meeting where successes are celebrated publicly, or even a simple handwritten thank you note from you, the owner, acknowledging a specific contribution. That can be incredibly powerful. It's really about making someone feel seen and genuinely appreciated for their unique contribution, not just giving a generic pat on the back.
Making it specific and timely. Got it.
Now, this next one sounds intriguing. Gamification and engagement. How can a business owner actually apply that to their team? It sounds maybe complicated.
It sounds more complicated than it often is. Gamification has emerged as a surprisingly powerful strategy, really. It's about enhancing employee engagement and achieving business objectives by using game mechanics. Think simple things, like points for completing tasks, maybe badges for milestones, leaderboards for friendly competition, immediate feedback loops, and finding a balance between competition and collaboration. You can transform even complex or, frankly, routine challenges into more engaging activities. Microsoft, for example, has shown how applying these principles to internal processes can significantly increase productivity and motivation. For a small business, it could be super simple. Maybe a points system for completing a certain number of customer follow-up calls each week, or a visible leaderboard tracking progress towards a team sales goal. It just makes work feel a bit less like, well, work, and more like an enjoyable challenge or game. It taps into intrinsic motivation.
Interesting. So turning work into a bit of a game. We talked about cultural fit being important for hiring. Does it really matter for keeping people long-term, too?
Oh, absolutely. Cultural fit isn't just a hiring filter. It's crucial for long-term success and retention. Massively so. It's fundamentally about whether an employee's core values, their beliefs, their behaviors, align with your company's mission and values. Organizations should continuously define and, importantly, communicate their culture. Don't assume everyone just gets it. Having honest discussions about culture, both during the hiring process and throughout an employee's journey with you, leads to better alignment. It also helps with quicker assimilation for new hires. This means they become productive faster, feel connected to the team more rapidly, which significantly reduces the chance of those early departures that happen when there's a bad cultural mismatch. It's really about building a cohesive team that enjoys working together and thrives together.
Okay, so culture is key for staying power, too. Got it. So what does this all look like in practice? Maybe we can look at a couple of big players who seem to be really getting it right, and then we can bring it back to how you, the listener, can apply some of these ideas.
Sure. Let's take Salesforce. They're known for having a pretty comprehensive recognition program. It's called Success Anywhere, and it focuses on both peer-to-peer and manager-led initiatives. So recognition comes from all directions. What's particularly insightful, I think, is their V2MOM awards. V2MOM stands for Vision, Values, Methods, Obstacles, and Measures. It's actually their internal goal-setting framework. Employees can nominate colleagues who go above and beyond, recognizing contributions across these specific categories. This really strengthens the sense of community and morale within the organization because it ties recognition directly to their core framework. And they even use gamification internally, like you mentioned. They have a game called Big Game Hunter for their sales reps. Reps earn points for completing tasks like prospecting or closing deals, and it visually tracks their progress, fostering motivation and friendly competition.
That's really clever. Tying recognition right into their goal system makes it very concrete. What about Google? They're almost legendary for their unique approach to talent, right?
Yeah, Google is famous for its, let's say, unconventional yet highly effective talent management philosophies. Yes, of course, they offer highly competitive compensation. That's table stakes at their level. But what's truly fascinating and maybe more replicable in spirit is their relentless focus on the overall employee experience, every aspect of it. They go to great lengths, for example, to understand candidates' backgrounds, even accommodating career breaks. Things like breaks for family, medical needs, or community responsibilities. They don't penalize people for that in the hiring process. This creates a deeply inclusive hiring environment from the start, and it fosters a culture of belonging and engagement among their employees long term. It's fundamentally about trying to make work fit into life, rather than demanding life revolve entirely around work.
Okay, those are obviously tech giants with enormous resources. Nap pods and gourmet chefs aren't realistic for most of us. So for a business owner listening, maybe someone with 10 or 15 employees, what's the essence here? What's the core principle from Google or Salesforce's approach that they can genuinely apply without needing a massive HR department or budget?
That's the critical question, isn't it? For your business, the takeaway isn't trying to replicate their exact programs. That's impossible and unnecessary. It's about understanding and applying their underlying principles. So from Salesforce, maybe it's the principle of consistent and specific recognition. Make it a regular thing. Make it meaningful, even if it's just a weekly shout out in your team meeting or a highlighted success in an internal email. Make it visible. From Google, perhaps it's the principle of intentionality regarding the employee experience. You might not have nap pods, true, but you can offer genuine flexibility where possible. You can actively listen to employee needs and try to accommodate them. You could celebrate personal milestones like birthdays or work anniversaries in a meaningful way. It's really about the spirit of valuing your people as whole individuals, recognizing they have lives outside of work, not just seeing them as cogs in a machine. That's the core idea.
Right. Focus on the principles, consistent recognition, intentional experience, valuing the whole person. That feels much more achievable. So it really sounds like this isn't just about filling an open role quickly when someone leaves. It's much more about a strategic, ongoing commitment, a continuous process maybe, not a one-time fix for a vacancy.
Precisely. That's exactly it. Long-term planning is absolutely key here. Talent acquisition and retention, too, must be viewed as a long-term strategy. Not just a reactive process you kick into gear when someone hands in their notice. Companies need to try and anticipate future talent needs. What skills will you need in 1 year, 3 years? And proactively cultivate a pipeline of qualified candidates. Build relationships before you need them. This involves things like building relationships within your industry networks, maybe engaging with local colleges or vocational programs or boot camps, and maintaining ongoing engagement with potential candidates you were impressed by, even when you don't have immediate openings right now. Keep them warm. Failure to adopt this kind of proactive approach, well, it can lead to missed opportunities and that frantic scramble we all hate when a key role opens up unexpectedly in this competitive landscape.
Okay. Being proactive, not reactive. Thinking long term. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the business owner listening right now, thinking about your own team and maybe your next hires? What's the biggest shift in mindset you think they should be making?
I think it means shifting your mindset from simply hiring, which sounds transactional, to actively playing the talent game, as we've called it, playing it with real intention and a clear strategy. It's about designing an entire ecosystem within your business, an ecosystem where talented individuals are not just attracted initially, but are also genuinely engaged, continually developed, and ultimately choose to stay and thrive within your organization long term. It's really a continuous cycle of attracting, engaging, developing, and retaining your most valuable asset, your people.
Wow. This deep dive has given us so much to think about. Really practical stuff, too, from building a strong employer brand that actually feels authentic to enhancing the candidate experience with, speed and personalized feedback, and even using surprisingly effective strategies like gamification for engagement. It's clear the workforce landscape has changed dramatically, but the strategies to win this talent game and build your dream team seem well within reach. Even maybe especially for smaller businesses that can be more agile.
Exactly. The tools and the mindset are accessible. And maybe this raises a final important question for you to consider as you move forward. Given how fundamentally the workforce landscape has shifted, how might continuously reevaluating and actively evolving your own company culture be the ultimate competitive advantage? Not just for attracting, but for retaining your A-team, even when maybe no one is actively looking for a new job. Is your current culture acting as a magnet, drawing people in and keeping them there? Or is it more like a revolving door?
Something powerful to definitely mull over as you continue building your own e-business playbook. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive today. We really hope this has given you the insights and perhaps the inspiration you need to go out and win the talent game and build the exceptional team your business truly deserves.
For the complete PDF with all the insights from this episode, head over to academyglobal.com. There, you'll find the PDF, plus other valuable podcasts and resources to fuel your business growth and career success. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.